Hey, I'm just waiting for everybody to come in before I start. I saw you guys. Hey, but we are going to go over a few things. All right. Well, we are going to start. Let me see. Hey, Daisha, how are you? So, if you're in my real estate investing group, this is a crypto talk. I just got to be really honest. We are still doing the real estate investing thing, but it's going to be crypto for at least the next 8 months through this bull cycle because there's so much money to be made. There's so much, it's magic internet money. That's what they call it. So we're really going to be talking about that. But to all the real estate investors who are on here, we are still doing real estate investing, working with a couple of people in Florida and Georgia right now, and just got somebody, another Florida person. So it's very funny. It's definitely been the South. It's been my Southern Black professionals who have been investing for this past year. Isn't that funny? Whereas normally before it was all my Northeast and my DC and New York people, but no, the South is taking over. They have the money and the funds and they're going after it. So for real estate investors, we're still working. So someone told me they weren't sure what programs to join. So just briefly before I get into our weekly Q&A sessions, I'm going to start doing and give you information about that. If you are new to real estate investing and you only have like a few $1,000s, not the 10 to you start with this price range of, $30,000 to $65,000 properties, you're going to need some time. So if that's you, you're really good for the Investing Made Easy monthly membership. Because you need time, but the membership shows you how to go through that time and get your funds up and get your credit up and get credit that you need, both business and personal, so you can use for your investments. It uses that time wisely, and that's for you if you don't have any money. But if you're ready to invest now, the rental income system I have, as well as the investing out of state, now that's like, I got money, I'm looking, I need to know what to do now so I don't make all these mistakes. That's what you want to do as well. And that's just if you want to work by yourself. If you want to work with me, you can talk to me. We can do the group coaching or the one-on-one. It really just depends on how much you have available to invest. And do you want one-on-one support where we're calling, talking to each other, 3 times a week? Or do you want the group coaching, which I actually really love, where you're with anywhere from 2 to 4 other investors all over the country? I will tell you this about my group coaching calls. They're really good because you learn about 4 or 5 different cities that not just the ones you're investing in, but we're analyzing properties in other cities. So I find my investors have more depth because they don't just understand their one place. They also understand 4 other markets all across the country, and they start to see how it interweaves together and what's the same and what's not. And I find that when you go to other discussion boards, if you only invest in one city, that's all you know. But when you're multidimensional and you understand the difference between something in Kansas versus something in, Texas, that's when you're really a thoughtful, flexible, scalable investor. And that's just something that I've always been able to bring. So that's for real estate investing. If you still want to do it, I'm still working with it. There's a lot of people who made money in crypto who are cashing out and doing it, as well as others. So just wanted to say that. Hey, Mercury, so happy to see you too. I think you're going to like this one because I'm starting a new thing on Wednesday, but it's going to mix crypto and learning crypto with intentionality and manifesting. So hi, Lee. Thank you. I appreciate that. HODL that crypto. Yeah, apparently some of you guys were worried about the dips because you're new. And I wasn't worried because I was like, my portfolio fell 90% in 2018 and I held for 3 years. This is nothing. So it dipped and it came back. So I am going to start new strategies with that now that I myself now understand the cycles better. And that's going to deal with every time it does an all-time high, what I plan on doing. And I'll share that with my crypto group as well for those who are interested. So much to gain. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you know what? But that's your own pace. It's funny. Half the thing I'm doing when I talk to people is getting them to relax. If that's what you have, honor that. That's what you have. Trust and believe 12 months from now, you're going to have everything you need. Like it happens all the time. I talk to someone, they have 2,000 And then, I mean, within 11 months, they have some random thing happen where they have $25,000. Like, just don't, I see it every single year. I've been doing this for 10 years or, a long time, 2013. And I see it all the time. Hey, Anna Marie, so glad you're here. Hi, Sydney. She's in my Bitcoin for Beginners. You have trouble finding a great mentor? Yeah. So there's two ways to do it. Like, people pay me for my mentor and my coaching. There's something about paying someone because it's very clear what they're giving to get back, and they can hire it out, right? But if you want one for free, that one's harder because you have to go through a lot of people. So you pay with your time if you don't want to pay with money, because not everyone has that bandwidth. Not everyone knows what they're talking about. So you have to go through this person and then this person, then this person. And sometimes you might find yourself stuck. So finding a great mentor for free is going to be a little bit more challenging just because of the time. And if you run into a lot of dead ends, right? Versus just paying for a mentor and coach to do it for you. You're like, here's the exchange. I need you. You're going to give me this. You're available. Let's get going now. So just keep that in mind, depending on what kind of mentor you want, what you have to pay in order to get it, right? Because not everything's paid in money. Some, like when I'm younger and I started, I didn't pay anybody to do the renovations. I did it myself, but it took me like a year of Saturdays. I'd work on it every Saturday. It took me a year. You know what I mean? So, but I had the time to do it. Now that I know how to generate money either through credit or whatnot, I pay through that, right? And I'll just pay to get it up front. So it's just something you go through a life cycle, and it just depends on where you're at. Now, if you don't have much time, then you might have to start switching your mindset, I would say, from I got to do everything to hold on to my money, and start loosening that up to get to it. And I don't say that lightly. If y'all been paying attention to me, I used to have a bi-weekly maid, but I just made the investment to weekly. I have like a babysitter. Like, I'm home, but I have a babysitter so I can get work done. Like, there's so many things in which I opened up my hands and pocketbooks in which I got something back, and it makes, someone else got paid. I got my time freed up. So I don't say this lightly. I've just learned in life that when I start opening up to help and assistance with money, that like, it just makes things so much easier and faster versus when I was younger, I would do everything myself, but then I was overworked and didn't have much time for myself. So it's just stages everyone goes through, right? I do find I wish more of my friends got to this stage where they were hiring things out. A lot of them are just stressed. And I'm like, girl, I know you got $60. So like, pay for a maid to come and clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know why you're stressed. Like, I know you do. I know how much you make, but they can't do it. And like, that $60 when they're making six figures is nothing, but like, it's really hard for them to get out of that mentality. So I wish more people would migrate because they'd have more time and be less stressed and a lot happier. Mercury posted her first NFT earlier this month, so that'll be a big help. Make sure you post in the group so we can support you, and make sure you do it on a platform that's not expensive. You do it on an ETH-based platform. I'm sorry, boo-boo, but I'm not paying $100 to get a $60 ETF. But I think there's others, like Origin is one of them that's cheap, and like I think even Polkadot might be doing NFTs. But just look around for the cheap platforms, but post it in the group so we can support you. I'm here for the Dogecoin info. I like Doge. And I want to talk about that because I got kicked out of that Black people in cryptocurrency group. I told you I didn't like the admins, and that caught up with me. So I want to talk about that. So because they're like, Doge is a crap coin. And I was like, listen, everything has its place. What you want to do is open your mind and see it so that you can't be ignorant to it. And it actually got me in trouble. I didn't use the word ignorant, but I think I used the words like, just because you don't like a coin does not mean the coin doesn't have any value. And I think I put you like really, because you don't like a coin does not mean the coin does not have value. I don't know. Maybe got kicked out for that. But I don't like that group anyways, because I don't think it's the best representation of Black people, because we can and we do better. So I started my own group, but we'll talk about that after I get through these comments. Oh, thank you, James. I appreciate. I will say it's a lot of experience in going through it the sort of tough way, a lot of reading, a lot of going to the internet and researching. And then on top of that, a lot of paying for people better than me. And then part of it's just like when you're intuitive, sometimes you just get inspiration and inspired thoughts that work out. So I will say half of it's been my intuition and just being connected. So that's a bit deep for some of you guys, but it just is what it is when you're intuitive. You understand what I'm talking about. It's more than hodling, right? And yeah, I hodled for 3 to 4 years, and that's how I made my gain. So if I do nothing else but hodl, like that is enough for whatever we need to do, right? Like if I did nothing but hodl and I bought nothing else, I'm gonna be fine, because net and up, we know where this train is going, right? However, these other coins, right now I'm looking at what are called SHIT coins, right? Like, because I've ignored them and I've been uppity for 4 years, but these coins are like pumping and going down and pumping, and like ethically, there's something. Do you want to be in a pump and dump scheme, knowing that they're just building it up just to sell as soon as you get in, right? And so there's ethics concerned, but at the end of the day, these are here and they're consistent. Like, you need to learn it, right? And so for me, who's hodling and knowing that hodling is going to work, but there's not much to do, it's time to start learning about the cyclical nature of these other coins as well. Even the SH, they're called poo coins, if you want to call them that. Where it's just like, everybody heard of Safemoon? I got in on Safemoon. I lost like $40 though. I got dumped. So yeah, there's more to it. So I'm gonna go and just start with what. You did on Rarible. Good, because Binance Smart Chain is what Rarible's on. I actually need to buy some Rarible tokens because I just know that's gonna do good. Super cheap. So make sure you post it in the group if you're not in my Bitcoin group. And now I'm low-key trolling the Black people in cryptocurrency. I'm not even low-key trolling them. I'm super trolling them. So I created a Black people and I call it the Intelligent Black People and Cryptocurrency group. So if you guys want to join that, please do post it in that group and my Bitcoin for Beginners. So we're doing that. So I don't think they're the best look for us. No, I'm sorry. We can do so much better than that. You just started investing in crypto. Congratulations. My goal is to get 2 million Black people to invest in crypto this year alone. I don't care if it's impossible. That's my goal. So if you are investing and you're starting to invest, you're good, because I will be very honest. I want my community to get it before everyone else figures it out. I figured this out, okay? Making lots of money, right? Not everyone's figured it out. I literally, and I'll say this out loud, I would like Black people to find out and get involved with this first before everyone else, because that will completely, because of supply and demand, which is like the basic of economics, and everyone piling in on top after you, you will be rich because of it. Rich. I said rich. I mean, 150K throwing $200 to $400 a month for 3 years. Like, come on. Like, that's the kind of money just because I was early. So my goal is to get 2 million Black people to invest, because you just did the process of you investing. And if you take the extra steps to learn what I love to teach about this, because, you know, if you learn these steps, you are going to have so much generational wealth and a wealth transferred to you because you were first and before the mainstream. So yes, I want Black people to be first this time. But at this moment, it is your choice. No one's going to force you to sit down and learn Bitcoin. No one's going to force you to join a group and start asking questions. No one's going to force you at all for any of this. So right now, it is a choice for you to get in and to start investing. And I hope we make the right decisions, because you're going to get much more money. Whatever reparation bill they're talking about, I got 150K that was from 15,000 over 3 years, right? Like, that's the money you can make. And this isn't just Lisa. You talk to everyone who's been in since 2017, not one of us, unless they're doing like leveraged long positions where they're like 100x, then that's crazy. But if you're just a regular person who got it in 2017 and held, we all have money. Not one of us who just bought it and held and added, not one of us is broke. Not one of us is hurting. Not a one. That needs to tell you something. So right now, yes, 2 million Black people investing in cryptocurrency this year. But you also need to understand, like, you being first matters. I don't know how much I can keep saying this. So I want Black people to be first. I don't know if it's going to happen. So y'all got to make a choice if you're going to do that extra work. But Lord have mercy, I'm trying to make it as easy as possible if you trust me in this. So yes, was there a little dip? Yes. Was it bad? No. If that dip's not 90%, that's not bad. And even then, and it's not going to be that way because they're buying millions. You can literally see the millions being bought, like 240 million. A billion was bought, I think, in the last month alone. So no, it's not going down. But like I said, even if it does go down that much, you literally can weather the storm as a hodler. But I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, and I got to say, for legal reasons, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a certified public accountant. This is not financial advice. This is Lisa's personal opinion. Now, I'm really good for myself and for others, but I'm not certified. This isn't legal. There's no Listen, it can all go to zero tomorrow. There's no guarantee to performance. These are just my opinions. If you like my opinions, that's fine. But whatever you invest at your own risk. And please be responsible. There's a lot of people, I was saying in that Black People in Cryptocurrency group, a lot of people didn't have any money. They're like, oh, we have $200, and they're throwing it at things trying to get rich quick. And I tell you, that desperation will get you the worst. You are going to end up with nothing. Like, the worst projects are gravitated towards those people. So only invest what you can afford to lose, because your desperation can be smelt a mile away. And the next workshop I'm doing is on all the different scams I had to avoid, that I have to avoid every day. And I'm like, oh, I know y'all are going to fall for this if you don't know. So literally, it's just like the scammers are out, and we do not want that. So that is where we're going with that. So just wanted to just say what my mission statement is, because, you know, it's just time for us to flourish. We need a win, guys, and not like an Olympic win, right? We need like a money win. Can we get a money win right now, people? Can we do that? I mean, I want a little bit, but can we win as a collective? Can we do that? If we can do that, tell me if we can get a financial win. Us investing in our neighborhoods, like in my real estate investing platform, that's a win. We're winners. Low key, but we're winners, right? That group is growing, and look who's in our group now. It was like 80% Black, now it's 70%, right? Because that was like a financial win, right? Just being ahead of the game, doing what other people couldn't, figuring out how to do it right and successfully, and just being low key about it. Like, that's a win. That's, you know, people come to our Facebook group for the Sub 30K Mastermind. You know, they look at us with respect. And I like that. I would love, and crypto, I'm telling you, the gains it has kept up with my real estate, but in a third of the time, right? And I'm making passive income on my crypto, and I don't have to, I just had to install a $6,000 HVAC system. I don't have to do that with my 800 in crypto that I'm getting each month, right? And that was in 3 years, not 10. So, like, you know, being in both is the best way to do. Like, the numbers are very clear about the exponential growth, that your little bit of money in Doge, my $200 in Doge got me 1,200, right? Like, it just is what it is. There's no other asset class that can compare to this, all right? So I learned my lesson. Paying the gas was a struggle. Girl, yes. Yeah. Rareable, please. I love your book, by the way. Thank you, Daisha. I hope you really liked it. I feel like I was channeling when I did it, because I looked back and I was like, that's really good. I came up with that. Okay. Good. That was the point, to sort of show you that, like, it wasn't to show you every single thing that can be done, because to me, I don't think you need all that, because it's a lot. Trust me, it's a lot. But I wanted to show people who are new that there was a plan. There's a way. We have answers to those questions. So that was the point of the book. Like, you don't have to worry. So I'm going to take this last one, then start with like the announcement and what. Lance says, it's been crazy. He's been telling people to buy and hold Bitcoin since $300. Where were you, Lance? I didn't hear about Bitcoin at 300. I heard about it when it was 3,500. Okay. Better late than never. Yield farming seems to be a way, but super safe to go with market leader Bitcoin. Doge is valuable because it helped mainstream get into crypto in a fun, nice way, while the others are serious and requires reading. Yes. And apparently Doge is all on TikTok, which I'm not, because it's the Chinese people. Well, they say like it's a Chinese company and they steal all of your data. So I'm like, no, you're not going to be on my phone listening to my conversations, because I'm a bit of a radical. Yeah, so, you know, you can ignore these all you want, but I just think you're being very, in the rich dad, poor dad paradigm, I think you're being the poor dad, not understand. I have a kitty. Not understanding this. And so, on TikTok, they're doing viral videos every day about Doge. So you have people who are 16, 17, 18, 19 who just put $20 and got 100, right? Got 200, right? So you can say whatever you want about a meme coin. And I've been saying this because some people are so short-sighted, and you being short-sighted is only going to make you lose money. That's it. That you choose to be closed-minded and short-sighted, which is why I got kicked out of the Black People in Cryptocurrency group, which is why I'm making a new one. You keep on doing that. Like, you can, it's your choice, it's free will. But understand, you mean the next generation of kids just found out that they can put $100, $20 into something and 5, 10 exit or 20 exit within 2 weeks? And the new generation of kids just found that out about cryptocurrency. It's viral on TikTok where that demographic is hanging out. That's our future. And the future is, why would I put my money in stocks when I can do this? So you can ignore it all you want, but it did usher, like, it was already being ushered in, but it is sort of like a nice entry point. But you ignoring it just means, like, that's like ignoring, like, kids today do not stay at jobs very long, right? Like, if you're an employer and you want to ignore that, keep ignoring that and not having your talent. But if you're a smart employer, like I would be, you're like, okay, they don't want to stay at so you make it as accommodating, you make it work remote, you make it so they can do it at their own pace. You do it so they still have the freedom, so you're not losing all the people you hire. Like, ignoring these things is ridiculous. Like, you got to open your mindset, and instead of ignoring it, take the time to understand it. And so TikTok, Doge, it's here to stay. It's here to stay. And a lot of people just found out that, $20 can get them like 1 million coins. And that's really cool to somebody. And then it goes up in a wave. So the TikTok videos are still coming out about Doge, right? Ignore them at your own risk. I cycled in Doge. I put $200 in, which is what it's a cycle coin for me. And I said this, if you watched my how I made all that money. And I was like, listen, it has a culture, it has a community, it's a cultural phenomenon. Like, don't ignore it. But for me, I cycle in, I put some in, make some money, take it out. Literally, I said this on like 2 or 3 videos. You put some money in, it's going to pump because it has the cultural relevance to keep it pumping, right? So it might go away, but then more viral videos are going to come out, more viral memes are going to come out, and then it'll pump back up, right? Like, it's not going anywhere. And there's some people that are really, I sure did do this. So Safemoon was a pump and dump. I pumped and dumped. I don't know, but I do own some Safemoon. So I'll link to the group. So before I answer more questions, I'm going to go over like what I'm doing now and what's going on, and then I'll go back to the questions. I thought I was going to really make this 20 minutes, but y'all will be asking me questions. In this cat. Yeah, little allergies. Okay, so he's all up on me if you didn't notice. Now, new group, I call it, now I'm trolling quite a lot. So I have a new group. I really never like the admin, because sometimes you go into a group as a business owner, and because you're a business owner and people are employees, you have a different perspective. You have a perspective of putting your money up, saving your money, getting money, investing, having to figure out marketing, this and that. So you have a viewpoint. And sometimes you go into places and you just have an expanded viewpoint because that is your life, right? And so it's just like, if you're a real estate investor or business owner, which one of you guys are, people are like, oh, Trump didn't pay taxes. And you're quietly like, yeah, no, duh. Like, business owners don't. And neither do real estate investors. Like, that's the point. But like, instead of them learning how to do those and get those skill sets, they're just mad at people who took the time to learn it. That's basically was like the Black People in Cryptocurrency group for me. It was like people who have not expanded themselves outside the admins. The people inside were actually pretty decent. The admins I never got along with because they would just be really rude to people, just really ghetto. And I'm ghetto, but they were like, they didn't know how to like pretend not to be ghetto for a little bit. Like, I am ghetto, but like I can pretend not to be, right? Like, in front of cameras, when I'm in front of people, when I'm in like an interview, like you'll never know that part of me existed, right? But they don't know how to do that. So they'd be really rude. And I'd tell people, look, I like the group. I don't like the admin. And I told them, why'd you bite me? Don't bite me. So I would tell people that, and I sent them over there. And actually, I sent a lot of people over there. So now I'm a little salty that they blocked me. But then like it was just they just got lower vibrational, because then it was like they're pushing a couple of coins that I think they might have some involvement with. Maybe they don't, maybe they do, but like if you did XRP, which has its place because it's going to be part of the banking system. If you did Doge, if you did Cardano, like apparently the one of the leaders of the group was like, Charles Hoskinson is like the lead, like he co-built Ethereum with like 8 other people. And he went on to make Cardano, and he did like a tribute to Rush Limbaugh. And like the owner of the Black People Cryptocurrency Group was like, we don't like Cardano, the whole entire ecosystem, because Charles Hoskinson is a white supremacist because he gave a tribute to Rush Limbaugh. And I'm like, girl, I mean, everybody in this country is a white supremacist. Like, how do you not be when it's embedded in the institutionalized layer? And FYI, if you want to argue with that, you better read as many books as I have, because I found out I'm more well read on this subject, and some of y'all just talking. I'm like, you haven't read one book, have you? So I don't know, just little things like that. So you're not allowed to talk about it. And that's when I say Rich Dad, Poor Dad, because if you read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and this happens not a lot. So when I go into a group of Black people, I'm always happy, or any people, I'm always trying to see like what the feeling is. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was basically, Poor Dad, hey, I want that yacht. How do we get it? Poor Dad goes, it's too expensive. He doesn't think about it. He doesn't research it. He doesn't take the time to understand how to get it. For him, it's closed. I said no. It's not possible. And there's nothing beyond that. So poor habits are to not think about how you can get something or do the work or diligence to get it, right? It's just a no, and that's it. There's nothing beyond that. You don't trigger that aspect. Rich Dad goes, hey, I'm okay, that yacht, I want it. How do I get the yacht? What can I do? How do you buy a yacht? How much money are we talking? Okay, how do I get that much money if I make this? Okay, what if I do this? Oh, I found out money, right? And then the difference basically comes down to someone who has not done the work to open themselves up to a bigger open mind and a bigger open world versus someone who has, which takes work, right? Because for you to think about that, you got to research, you got to seek knowledge, you got to seek financial knowledge, advice. You just got to seek with your time, right? And that's the difference. And so the group really, to me, really had a Rich Dad, Poor Dad vibe where the people were just like, no, this is it. That's it. So they weren't open to saying, well, how does it work? How can it work? That's why I've been successful in my rental property business, as well as teaching it, as well as building a business around it, because you have to open your mind to like what can be versus what can't. And sometimes it's hard when you're expanded because you've done, you're looking at Lisa, not just Lisa, 10 years of investing in different coaches, books, audiobooks, business books. Like you're not just getting Lisa who, you're getting a lot of that. You go to these certain places, and if the leadership is of a poor dad mentality, that's all you get is poor dad mentality. You get only what they see, only what they know, only their opinions, and no one else matters, right? So I did not and they're ghetto, so I don't like that either. So I don't like it. I made my own. So I'm going to put it in the link, my group that I'm making. And yes, I'm trolling very hard. So I'm not going to say it here, but look at the membership questions. So I'll put the comments if you want to join my Black, I'm calling it the Intelligent Black People in Cryptocurrency Group. So you take it for what you will. I sent way too many people over into the mouth of the beast, and they don't know how to act right. And honestly, here it is. There's a lot of Black people who might see that group and get into it. And to me, it's just such a low, closed-minded thinking, and it's not expanded, right? And if you are an expanded person and you say something admins don't like, they can't handle that. Like their heads explode. And that's such a bad representation of Black people in the cryptocurrency space. You guys see who I'm trying to bring on. I'm trying to do like the kind of folks that we have out there. Like we're expanded, we're expansive, we're big. We know how the ins and out of all of this. We don't just say, no, don't do that. Not the Black people I'm around. I'm sorry. So I don't like that representation. So I'm making this new group. Hopefully someone joins. If you guys don't, whatever, but I sent too many people over to that. It's not cool. I'm putting it out. I never liked the admins and how they did things. Me getting blocked was going to come because I just can't stay quiet when people are acting ignorant and just because I think this is the only way it goes. No, that's just because you think something does not mean that's the only way it goes. Grow up, okay? You're not a child. There's tons of people around who bring insight to what you're doing, you are not the only one who knows everything. Like you're a kid. Like you got to grow up. Like you got to get to a place where you can understand and bring people in. I'm sorry, I'm elevated. And that's how I run my group. And honestly, I think we have one of the best, our sub 30K mastermind group. I think that in the Black investor group, there's a Black stock investor group I'm in. I think we're some of the best Black groups out. Oh, and Dream Catchers is good too. Sorry if I'm missing you out, it's just because I don't know you. But like not every group is that good, but like our places are community oriented, elevated. Everyone shares ideas and we become bigger and better and badder and more successful because of it. It is such a basic thing that some people don't have the emotional intelligence, emotional maturity to be able to foster that because they can't take someone else with an expanded view possibly taking their shine or spotlight because it has to be them. Whereas I'm going to tell you right now, I love you guys because I'm going to show you what I know because I know my stuff. I'm not going to bend down on that. But when I teach you guys things, you guys teach me something. And then I teach the next person and they teach me. And that is why our group is still relevant to this day, right? Because we know how to build consensus. We know how to work together and leverage all of our unique talents and instincts. And so those are the groups I make, right? And that's the representation of Black people we need more of in this space, like people who know how to do that and build and know it's not just one person who has all the answers. Never. We're not put on this earth for Lisa to know all the answers. No, I'm going to learn from every single one of you guys, which is why I put your comments up, because your comments, even though you're different, and this is my platform, add value to me. Your comments add value because it's a perspective maybe I didn't think of, but 20 other people are. Or maybe you're telling me something I didn't know that sort of adds to the fact of the knowledge I have, right? That's why your comments matter. And when you get people who can handle that and not feel their ego gets threatened because you know more than them, what you get is a community and a space that actually helps everybody elevate together. What we have to understand is not everyone has done that emotional training and spiritual training and growth to be able to facilitate that so they can keep you at the bottom of the barrel with the other crabs. And then look at you like, who do you think you are with your highfalutin, open-minded ways, right? Like you're not the first boo-boo to come at me with that. You're not going to be the last, right? So, so that is where I'm coming from. So I just made a new group. It's called Intelligent Black People in Cryptocurrency. I'm super trolling. Trolling hard. So you do it that way with whatever you will. Wait until you get into the group. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. I will be promoting that just to see, because, let's make a group like that. Let's make that kind of group, right? And let's just stand by who and what we're serving. I still have the Bitcoin for Beginners group, and that's pretty much, it's mostly Black, but it's open to everyone. And I'm fine with that because it's just beginners. I have an open heart. Like, I really just want people to win too. So I'm never going to just super close the door, but it's okay for me to have like a Black group and like a just everybody group because I know who I'm here to serve. So, so I put that in the email if you want. So, okay, let me see. Y'all be asking tons of, okay. All right. I'm going to make my announcements and then I'll go up to your questions and comments and talk about that. And, actually, I do really appreciate your guys' comments because, like I said, I can be stuck in my own head and I have my vision, I have my ideas. But, one thing I've always appreciated, and I'm going to keep saying that, like, I attract most amazing Black people in the country and around the world. If you saw my groups of mastermind groups and like my connection of real estate investors from around this country, I mean, you're in every professional and even blue collar career. You're smart, you're dedicated, you're intelligent, you are doing your thing. And every time I teach them something, they're like, oh, did you know this happens in New Jersey? Or did you know? No, I didn't. But now we're all better off because you just got to recognize the talents of everyone. And thus, I will say that is a talent. I usually can look at someone and see what they're good at and like be like, hey, bring it aboard. Now, I'm a Pisces and we are sort of naturally lazy. So part of it's just like a self-defense mechanism because like if you know something, I don't have to do all the work, right? Like I don't want to do all the work. So that's part of it. So I do have like a natural inclination to find out if you're good at something so you can do that part so I don't have to think about it. But still, like that's where we're going to elevate as a community when our egos don't get in the way and we can just take that everyone has something to bring. Now, some of you guys don't have some of the things to bring, but that's an extra conversation. But at least try to recognize what everyone's bringing. So 2, that is so intelligent Black people in cryptocurrency. One of the first questions, did you get blocked from the unintelligent Black people in cryptocurrency group? So yeah, so what I'm going to start doing is weekly Q&As. I'm starting this new program. Now, some of you guys are going to be like, and some of you guys are going to be like, yay. So I'm doing this on both my spiritual platform as well as my investing platform because it applies to both. And there's going to be people in different. So I have a new program I am launching. It's going to start this Wednesday at 5 o'clock. So I'm going to have 2 groups. I'm going to have it's called Crypto Alchemy. And what we're doing is I'm teaching you crypto, everything I know. And so we're going to have weekly Q&As because listen, sometimes you just need to call and talk to somebody about crypto. This world can be scary. I've lost money. Listen, like, it's easy to get scammed and like technically this isn't working the way it's supposed to, or how do I get access to this thing? Like it takes a lot. And sometimes you just want to talk every week and be like, let's talk about this. So I have a new group program. It's going to call Crypto Alchemy. The alchemy part is that we're going to combine manifestation and this is going to be so lit. We're going to combine intentionality. So even your passwords need to match what you're envisioning. And I do this naturally. So like, this isn't my password, but an example is like, I make millions. Like that is every time you type, I make millions, that's intentionality and building the energy. In addition to what I'm going to teach you about like coins and which coins to buy and what was my analysis on this coin that 20 million X, I don't even know, 2000X, at this point, I bought these coins for like, I don't know, like $5. They're like $500 now. I haven't done the X or anything, but it's not even hard at this point, right? And so it's also going to be like intentionality. Each week we're going to have goals. All right. So what's going to be your goal this week? Sometimes your goals be like, I just want to raise $200 so I can buy crypto, or 100, or save 50, or whatever. Or it might be like, I want to do X or see if I can find a new coin, but we're going to hold like accountability. We're going to hold the space for each other. So it's going to be crypto learning and whatnot, but it's also going to be, we're going to layer intentionality. We're going to layer manifesting and goals and whatnot. So the alchemy part is like, how do we take the basics and the logic and to mix it with the intuitive side? Like, how do we intuitively feel? How do you go in your body? And I do this FYI, because I figured out that when I was doing my real estate investing and helping people, I realized that I was being very intuitive about it, meaning like I would literally feel it out. Like I would go inside and feel the energy and like I'd get a yes. I didn't have like everything else matched because I had the logic and the metrics and whatnot. But when you combine all that with your intuition, like you really don't have as many horror stories. Even me, you know what I mean? So yeah, so that's what the Crypto Alchemy. So there's 2 groups because it needs to be. Now I'm going to call the first one Baby Alchemist because you're baby. So when you're new to crypto, you've never bought a coin, you don't know what crypto is, you don't know nothing. Go to the baby group, okay? If you're a little bit more advanced and you don't want to hear people asking questions like, should I be buying crypto on Robinhood? You know the answer to that. You know the answer to that. If you want to be and like people who are just a little bit more seasoned and not have to listen to that, join the alchemist group, right? So we have baby alchemists and we have crypto alchemists, right? So if you're a baby, stick with the babies. Don't be jumping to the big leagues. And you don't know nothing about crypto. You don't know what Safemoon. You've never been to the Reddit page. Like, come on, all right? So, and it's still going to be a learning, but I'm just doing the baby one just because it's like, there are people who are brand new. If your goal is to get 2 million, Black people to invest in this stuff, well, there's going to be moms and grandmas who've heard of it, but heard horror stories. And they're not going to jump to, using a VPN and going to a Korean exchange to get this coin and then transferring this coin to their private decentralized wallet that just has a seed phrase. Don't lose your seed. Like, no, that's too much for someone who's new and a little nervous, right? So there's different levels to this, okay? And so it's good about the weekly Q&A because every week is going to be good because crypto goes so fast. You get access to all my live workshops. And you're going to get at least one live workshop that you can go to for free. So you don't have to pay for it. But I'm also going to try to shoot for 2. The next workshops I have lined up is security and scams to avoid. These are scams that I'm seeing in my inbox every day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're getting better and better. I need to show you guys. Like, I have a built-in radar that's been pretty good, but like not everyone has the radar. I didn't realize how cynical I was until I'm like, I'm deflecting scams left and right. But I've also seen people fall for them, right? Because that cynicism that like I just have inherently within my body, they don't have. They're so trusting. And instead of blaming them for it, you know, let's teach you what you need to do. And getting access to delisted coin, which is all that zipping around I was just talking about, it is a little bit more advanced if you've never done that. And then the next one is passive income, but like, you know, I'm really dividing it up to easy ways to do it. Centralized versus decentralized. What's the risk and the pros and the cons? KYC versus non-KYC. What are the pros and the cons, right? So that's an even deeper discussion as well. So those are the next two workshops. I literally am writing the presentations for them now as we speak. So Crypto Alchemy. So it's going to be a weekly discussion. That's going to be really cool. And yeah, I'm excited about that. That starts Wednesday. So I will put how you can sign up in the link on my Wealthy Crypto page. We are called The Wealthy Crypto at teachable.com. Let me know if you cannot see the link. I'm putting it in as a comment. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me read this. Someone said they started a crypto astrology group. You know I'm joining that, right? Yes, I knew I wasn't alone. Spirit was like, trust me, you're going to find your tribe. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go back up. So I put it in the Wealthy Crypto. So it's going to be weekly. The baby Alchemy is like $44 a month, which is, I mean, nothing for the value you're going to get. To be able to talk to someone every week and ask crypto questions. So I've been doing private consultations with people who'd call me up because I have a link if you want to like sign up for 30 or now. And they're really cool because the questions you have are like really valid. Like, how do I keep track of all my coins? And I literally showed them what saved me from 2017 so that I can get access to my coins that I was locked out of. But I had like everything written down and then showing them methods that like just little things are like, I have X amount, or what do you think of Decentraland and da-da-da-da-da, I have this much money. Do you think allocating to this? And I'm like, well, this has been my experience. So boom. So there's just some questions you want to ask and you just, or, you know, I have to ask people questions. I did a trade on Pancake Swap and I had to like call somebody on my friends list to be like, can y'all help me? Did I lose my money? I didn't lose the money. It was right there. But like, sometimes you just need to talk to somebody in this unless you had the bandwidth. Now, the good thing for me is that I made enough money in crypto so that if I lose it, like I don't like it. It makes my heart race a little bit, but I'm not, what am I trying to say? I made money. I'm using the money I already made to invest more, right? So it's not like at risk, but if you're new and starting out, you're starting out like I did. So you might have $100 or $200 a month. You don't want to lose 50 of that, right? And so it's a little bit more serious for you to be educated and knowledgeable about it. So it really does help. So I put the link down below. I will go up and read your comments before I stop taking them. And yeah, so I think I covered the two things I did. Real estate investing, if you want to work with me, you know, go to my website, affordablerealestateinvestments.com. We're still working. Right now, like the crypto stuff moves so fast and so quickly, and it's so much money to be made. Every single thing I own has been up like 1,000%. I'm not even joking. I have a Facebook group and it shows like everything, like all the cryptos and their 1,000, 3,000, 4,000% gains. I had all except 2 of them in my portfolio. And like, you know, like 1,000 of them, not like, you know, 10. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the world we're in. So this weekly, the touch point, I mean, that can keep up with the pace of what's going on. So this is the last one I got. Safemoon. Yeah, we do Safemoon. Where's the group? Yeah. Intelligent Black people in cryptocurrency. Yes. Yes. Is there any way you can talk more about staking on Coinbase? Yes. Yeah. So I'm going to go into that. So staking on Coinbase is a centralized exchange. Centralized exchange makes new investors, even myself, feel more comfortable. It's not where you get the highest gains, but it is the easiest for you to sign up and put your money on. So you can stake, but you get the lowest returns. Okay. So it's fine, but it's low compared to what you can get. Okay. Anna Marie said, will ETH be worth something? I have 2 in here about gas fees. I'm a slow learner. Oh, you have 2. Good for you. Okay. ETH sucks with the gas fees right now. However, there's a lot of bullish sentiment because there's 3 things coming. So they just did the Berlin fork to help with the speed in transactions. In July, they're supposed to come with EIP 1559, which is going to make it deflationary. So it got to $2,600, even though it's an unlimited supply, right? It still got to $2,600 because the supply doesn't keep up with demand. That's with unlimited. There's no cap. EIP 1559 puts a cap on it. They're going to start burning their tokens, and they're going to cap the total number of tokens that are going to be ever available. So if it got to $2,600 with unlimited because of the usage and how fast they need it and how fast they can get it from the miners, what's going to happen when they start burning tokens, okay, and make it deflationary where there's only this many? It'll force the value to go up. So yeah, keep your ETH. I just found if you're in my Bitcoin group or in the Black people and Intelligent Black People in Cryptocurrency group, I found an old account from Yobit that had 4.5 ETH in it. And this is common for people in 2017 because it was such the wild, wild west. You have like things all over the place to get these coins. And I randomly found it. And I must have bought these coins when like ETH was like in the hundreds, right? Like there's no way I had 4.5. And yeah, you just find those things. And I was looking at it like, I can cash this out, or I can keep this ETH pass at 1559 and see how it explodes when there's no, when it's like, this is all that's going to be it. Right. And what I love about crypto is it's such beautifully simple economics. This supply, this demand. We already see the demand. Right. And then if they do go ahead and do the other thing on top of it, Anna Marie, where they're going to be working on the gas fees, where they're going to make it like a flat fee. So it's not going to be variable on the network. The miners aren't going to make as much. But if they go ahead and do that, that's going to make all the infrastructure on ETH worth it. So I would keep, so I found 4.5. I was going to cash out. But then when I think of all the economics surrounding it, I'm like, no, I'm keeping that 4.5. Because that 4.5 can be 20,000 one day, right? So if I take it out and I'm like $11,000, like, but I could have had, 80,000, like there's value in holding and being patient in crypto. I continuously, and everyone around me who's been an OG, I don't consider myself an OG, but not an OG. Like we've all seen, like we know how this goes. What's your top 5 coins and why? Lamario, I went over that in my how I made 130K like webinar I did. You can watch it on 2x speed if you don't have 3.5 hours. But I go over it. Like I can just tell you now, but it's not valuable. Not when I explain this one and that one. It's if in doubt, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ether. But I'll answer. So I'm about to take some money, and I am going to buy some coins. And you know what? I honestly don't want to. If I say. When you see these coins, they start pumping, and I haven't purchased them yet. So it's funny because I buy these coins, and then I might see BitBoy or Crypto Banter say it. And I'm like, shoot, I was buying some more. They're about like, I don't know. So I'm just not going to discuss it here. Yeah, y'all ain't pumping my coins up. I'm not rich. Do you have a favorite cryptocurrency? Yes, BNB. BNB, I have I think now I have 70, but because I've used them to buy other coins. But I had 90 because I remember BNB was such a perfect, and then you got discount on your fees by holding BNB and using your BNB. And then it was such a great exchange. It was just yeah, no brainer. This is an excellent exchange. BNB's built into the system. Since then, they take 37% of Ether's DeFi share. They just went from 10% to 37% because PancakeSwap is the competitor to Uniswap. PancakeSwap has more. Coinbase went out, and Coinbase gets 16 times less the volume in a 24-hour period than Binance. It's a no-brainer that Binance is competing with 2 big giants and winning. It's slowly taking share. For you not to have BNB is ridiculous. Coinbase launches at $250 a share, and that's when BNB started raising because they're BNB gets $50 billion in volume a day, and Coinbase gets $4 billion. it's a no-brainer about where the money is. And then CZ, I call him CZ because I hear his name so much. It's just like the CEO. He's going to start making it deflationary, and he's been doing that, but he's doing so much, and it's better than all the competitors. So like BNB, hold it, because I don't know where it can go. If it just reached 37% of ETH's share, and it was 16x Coinbase's listing, like where does it go? Like we have hard numbers that are telling us the value of this place. So if Ethereum's in DeFi and it's worth this much and this trillions of dollars, like you literally could do the numbers if it's taking 37% of its market share. So BNB is my favorite crypto, and it's going to stay my favorite crypto. And I'm in and out of it all the time because I need it, because I moved so many things over. You mentioned earlier, Mercury said that she sold her first NFT on Rarible. That is a Binance Smart chain. I use Binance Smart, like Binance, all of the time. So favorite, I don't like, I do know where it can go. I think it's going to be a $2,600 coin. And I bought it at 15, so whatever. And if they keep taking market share, it can go bigger than that because it justifies it with its utility, its innovation, and being better than the others. All right. So BNB is my favorite. And it was my favorite before they started doing it. It's been my favorite since 2017. It continues to be my favorite. I'm always buying it because I need it. And that anytime you have to buy something continuously because you need it to do what you need to do, because, oh, I need BNB in order to make this transaction, that's the coin you want, right? Just like Ether was the coin. It always seems like we were too late. Yes, Nathina, and it's sometimes what I found out, because I'm like literally harassing One United Bank on Twitter. Like, so One United, Black-owned bank, yay, woo-woo. I never promoted it because I have a thing with banks because they'd go into Black communities, banks that were not Black owned, and they'd sit in our communities. They take your deposit and make money, but they wouldn't give us any loans. And so I was asking One United, I'd love to promote you. You guys give loans? They're like, no, we just have a credit card. And I was like, well, we're investors. Like, it's cool if we want to support it just as a Black owned, that's cool. But like, you need to step your game up because that's what white banks were doing in our neighborhoods. Like, you can't follow the same model, right? And so sometimes I get a little frustrated. I was like, yeah, I wish you guys had more vision of doing things different than just following their rules, because their rules at the end of the day was never meant for poor people, and especially poor minorities. And you're like, if you're following in that footsteps, we can't gain wealth because we need home loans, because that is where we can't get it. We get rejected 20 to 30% more than other races, even if we have the same credit profile. Read the studies up on it, read the books, even if the same money and credit profile, 20 to 30% more likely to like not get a loan. And that's a way to wealth. And so you're doing the same thing these other banks do. You don't have the vision of how to do it differently. How do you sue to do it? Or how do you give loans to the community so wealth building can start? So a little disappointed, but you know what? I can understand. Not everyone has vision. I wish they did though. So when we're too late, it's because people can't see outside of the system given to them. And I think there's a lot of people who are programmed to just do what the system says instead of charting their own course and doing something different than what everyone else is doing. Clearly, if you've been following me, I'm clearly someone who doesn't care about this system, because this system was made to keep me as a second-class citizen since I was born, all right? You're like, the first time I experienced racism was like 19. I was 5, okay? Like racist parents. So, I mean, my eyes have been open to this world a long time. You know what I mean? Like, wow, y'all really can go super low. I'm 5, you're an adult, and you really want to talk. Oh my God. So I knew like the reality of people. And so sometimes we're so programmed, we do it in their way and model. And it's like, that is not how we win. We don't win. I don't win doing it bigger pockets way. They have generational wealth. They have rules set up for them. That's not how we win. So I get a little, it's not frustrating because it's their own thing. But it's very obvious to me what's missing. You can't do it their way to expect different results when their way has not given us different results. So you can't just model it the same way. But I'm on their Twitter and I was like, well, you have somebody with vision talk about cryptocurrency. Like, come on, like you can be first, but you're sitting here doing the same old basic things that isn't even giving us generational. Credit cards don't give us generational wealth. Home loans do. Okay? One United. So you're just following in the footsteps, but you're not really doing anything different. That's not going to get us ahead of the game. So if you guys want to go troll One United and like get in the crypto game, they're like, well, we let people buy crypto. I'm like, that's basic. I want to see One United get a crypto wallet because you have the money to invest in that. I want to see One United get a crypto wallet, and you can go from your One United bank into crypto and back on board and off board. They have their own wallet where they're staking and they're getting the coins. So all of a sudden, it's the first bank, instead of being behind, it would be the first bank, and a Black-owned bank at that, to endorse fully cryptocurrency. Can you imagine that? Maybe you might be a billionaire like Coinbase because they're raking in the fees because of how explosive cryptocurrency is. So you guys go troll One United to see if they can get the vision. Do you guys see the vision I'm talking about? Is it just Lisa? I am used to the only one seeing this, but come on, like y'all see what I'm saying, right? Like, can you see? Well, I'm just troll them with me. I can't be the only one trolling them. I need someone else, other voices to be like, come on, get with it. Like, you can be first. Can we be first for something? Okay. So if you guys have spare time, just send them a tweet like, why don't you make a wallet? Da, 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 da. And what else is there about that? So we will always be late when we use their methods, okay, and their way and their programming in the same way they do, right? We're always going to be behind. We only excel when we do things differently, our own way, with our own likeness and our own thoughts, right? Different than how they advised us. That's the only way we win. I don't know how. So I'm telling you, hopefully you guys get it. I've proven that in my life. We don't do it doing it their ways. Their ways are very deliberate and very specific and are not enriching us. So go ahead and do that for me. See if they can get a wallet or something. Like, come on. The state of Louisiana just made a resolution today saying that they see the benefit as a separate asset of the, like, I mean, it's coming, but do you want to be late? Okay, so we got the black power fists. Yeah. I talk about us a lot, but I only do it with love, okay? Like, I just want them to see a bigger vision. And honestly, I just want them to A, stand for us, and B, like, don't do what they've been doing to us the same exact way. Like, that's not the way. That's not going to get us anywhere. We're not going to be first doing that. We're going to stay last and look like we're not innovative, and we are. That's all I want is the money. When I'm with you on that. I just started my 18-year-old with crypto. Yay! In 2017, I was all about crypto, and I sent $20 to my nieces and nephews. They're locked out of the accounts, but it'd be like $80 right now. The $20 is like 80. I bought ETH. It was like Ether when I was like 700, and I gave them all to them. But yes, please do. Please do. So there's a crypto I'm looking into that's really undervalued, but it's the only one in the space. I was looking up for like crypto wills. So if I left, like, how do people get my crypto? And I found one. It's Safe Haven. And right now it's like 0.01 cent like per share. And I have like 13,000. And I would look into it because the idea of when you pass, like not losing your crypto permanently, there's people who lost like $147 million worth of Bitcoin and no one has the password, right? Like we can't have that. So yeah, let's get started with your 18, but also like, let's start looking about when we pass it away, how we pass it down so we don't have to lose it forever. That's what I did. Put it in, made my money, took it out. Yes, with Doge. Yeah. Can a white woman join your group? Yes, you can join my Bitcoin for Beginners group, but not the intelligent Black people in cryptocurrency group. So please do. No hard feelings, but we just need safe spaces. Love that name. Candace says, I'm on that one-on-one. I'm on that one. And I read your book. I'm wondering about your crypto group. Join the Bitcoin for Beginners and Normal People. Lance says, I just got back from work. Tips always appreciated, guys. Spending my Monday nights with you guys answering questions. Tips always appreciated. I clap my hands when you do it. What is Lance saying? Just got back from work. I was on the south side of Chicago telling people and helping our people set up Bitcoin wallets. They were skeptical to save at least $300 a day. Yeah. Which is yay. I'm used to, I literally am used to be like just me trying to give us a whole bunch of people stuff. And it's okay. Like it's our role. That's who we are. People have to expand their frame of reference. I went so far as to say that until reparations may come, this is the closest to the reset. It really is. That's why I do not hesitate to be like, can we be first, please? 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 Come on, let us be first. Let us be first. We can be first. We can. So I'll come back to get the same thing at 35K. Yeah, and I get it. I don't feel welcome here. Okay, bye, Chris. Like, if you don't understand the reason for let me highlight that. If you don't understand the reason for Black people to have their own space, you're completely ignoring the reality of the situation. You're completely ignoring the systematic racism. You're completely ignoring everything. And here's the deal. You have the privilege of ignoring it. Okay. You have the privilege of wondering why I might need my own space. So you just stay there. And when you want to do the deep work to figure out where we're coming from, where you're not right, I am possibly right. Yeah. Imagine me with my skin tone possibly being right about this and you're not, then I'm more than open to have a conversation. But that's a lot of work. And I don't know if you're up to doing it. So, oh, good. 1300 is perfect. In Doge, yeah. As long as it's whatever you do, you can, if it falls and drops, you can afford for it to fall and drop, okay? All the way to the bank, yes, ma'am. Thank you for getting me into crypto. I love your mind. Okay, great. Candace, you're welcome. We want to elevate our learning from a group, not elevate gossip and drama. I am being petty, though, but sometimes you need a little pettiness for people to learn their lesson, okay? I invested so much, saw incredible returns in 1 month. And girl, Candace, I'm trying to tell people, like, I'm trying to tell people, like, I don't want to put all my money out, but I have been, but I'm like up $180,000. Like, come on. Like, I know there's people with way more money. I didn't grow with my money. That's amazing. And I'm only 4 years in, and everything I've been hitting on has been hitting even more. So obviously I'm like, oh, I got my fundamentals right. So I'm just holding. Right? So that's where we're at right now. Yeah, I had to pay with time to find a mentor. Yeah, this is from earlier. My first Bitcoin unit was in Sweden, then Switzerland, leading to Bangkok. I wish our people really gotten too big on mass. You know what? I do too, but we are doing whatever we can to get the few who are open to make that choice and come along with us. We're going to take you. But not everybody's going to get on that boat. We've seen that time and time again. What did Harriet Tubman do? She had to shoot some people. Okay. Well, I don't know if she actually shot him. The story is she threatened to shoot him. All right. So not everyone's going to come along, even if it's the most obvious trip to freedom you've ever had in your life. And that's something we also have to accept about each other. Like, it's never going to be all of us, but if enough of us do it, there's enough light that can be shined and enough respect. Like I said, I want to be first. I like respect, right? And it's cool for me. But like, what if it's just me and there's no one else? There's no victory in that. I want us to get that respect that I receive, okay? That I want us to get it. It feels good, guys. It feels good. But you can't do things the way they've done. You can't wait for them to tell you okay. You got to take it. Just got to take it. It's crazy. Every time I throw a Bitcoin event, it's mostly white guys and they're heavy. Yeah, it is. It is. Facebook user. Listen, Facebook user. I wish it was a name so I knew who you were. I made very clear that I'm going to do cryptocurrency talks for the rest of the year. The people in my group in real estate said they are fine with that because, I don't just do things without asking how it went. 98% of the responses was like, do the crypto, girl. I can just scroll by if I'm not into it, but other people were, and they like me doing it here. So we're still doing real estate investing, but also for the next 8 months during this bull run cycle, when we're expecting Bitcoin to go to $300,000, I'm going to be talking crypto because I'm making way more money in crypto than I am in real estate investing at a faster rate, at least. Equity rise, it's, more money in the equity, but as far as like time to get to that equity versus time in crypto to get to it, doesn't even compare. So that's how it is. And I am aware in my Facebook group that some people might not be okay with it and they might leave, which is cool. I'm in the Bigger Pockets group. It's not the same vibe as mine, but still a really cool group. There are other choices out there if you can't keep scrolling by and it really bugs you. I understand. You have that choice. Michael Wright said, I'll join. Oh, good. Let me be petty case. Hey, Marcus. I had to call Marcus because I thought I lost some money on Pancake Swap. And the community I want to build is a community where, like, when you're stuck, we can reach out to people to help. And ladies, I'm all in my feminine energy. Men love to help. So I'll help you too, right? I'm just saying men love to help. So make sure you're reaching out. But I want to build a community where in this space, because it can be, you lose money on this. It can be, I don't know, it hurts. Okay. It hurts right here. My heart starts to race. So, calling someone and being able to call someone is the thing. And calling someone who looks like you or me, and we've been in this game and we can help you. I don't like sending people to Reddit. Reddit can be the grossest place sometimes. I go, but I'm literally half the time I'm blocking people and calling people a-holes for like being condescending, right? So I want it so you can call us and each other, and we build each other, and we're that asset that everyone comes to for knowledge. So thank you, Marcus. I appreciate your help. I also like Marcus because he always calls me queen. So you keep that up, Marcus. Beyond P's and Q's, look at the privacy coins as regulations are in flux. Oh, we're talking about that because Lisa, outside of like my 401k funds, I'm completely decentralized. So I'm zipping all over. Y'all don't know who I am. Well, you might on some of these exchanges, but then I zip it right back to my decentralized exchanges. I get a lot, like, no. So it's all about decentralization for my personal stuff because you ain't doing, it's whatever happens with crypto is between me and God and what I decide to report. But I want to keep it that way without, any outside forces knowing. And I did XMR as like the Monero, which is like the privacy coin. That one is like doing really well. I got it at like 200, it's like 420. I got like 9 of them. So yes, and it's only going to continue to grow as they try to ban it more and more. Sometimes prices are divergent and prices are low on one exchange and high on another. Yes, it's called arbitrage. The beauty of crypto being liquid. Yes. So, especially for Bitcoin, there can be a $200-300 difference. So if one exchange has it $300 higher than this one, so you can definitely, zoom in, get the Bitcoin, take it to another one, sell it, and get more money just on the arbitrage. There's so much arbitrage. You can have money in an account. Like I'm in an Nexo, which is an interest-bearing account. So I get like daily interest, like a lot. It's really cool. And you can take a loan out. So people can take a loan out against their money, and then they can put it in another stablecoin account and get 10%, whereas this one charges them 6% and keep the arbitrage is a thing. I haven't gotten too deep into it because I was like, that's too much work. I'll make it like I can do it, but like it's just too much work. But yeah, so much of that is available in this space, which is why, and FYI, guys, I'm putting together a conference where we go into all of these things. And I literally have people, like I do my workshops, I literally have different people who are experts in their own fields because I don't know everything. They teach you step by step. It'll be 30 minutes talking to them, get to know what they do, 30 minutes of them demonstrating, 30 minutes of them, of you doing question and answers. So be on the lookout. I'm looking for May. Let's saying you're on point with ego. If we choose to be offended, we stop growing. We definitely constantly learning. And I don't mean about offended because, sometimes, people being disrespectful, you can't, like being offended, it's natural. But I'm talking more about the ego. Like you can't let someone else be right because it has to be you. Right. And I think that is something that is like our Achilles heel in our community. It has to be me. I'm the group. You're not going to make it. Like it's me. And getting beyond the like, it's us. And I'm not going to be perfect at everything. And being able to admit that is very hard. Gerard said that's me. I make millions. Yes, that's the intentionality we're going to put in the Crypto Alchemy group. They're going to be like, I make millions. Like before we log in, and this is stuff I do and it works for me. We're going to visualize every time we log in. We're going to visualize the amount of money we want to see in there until it happens. Okay. So it's going to be just an upgraded level. Like we're going to teach you all that. Lance says, be careful of scammers and crypto spaces. Oh my gosh. Well, pump and dump. I'm actually learning how to do pump and dump. So it's not the worst. Baby alchemist. Oh, you're a baby. Okay. It's cute. Wah, wah. Love the crypto alchemy idea. I started a crypto. Candace, put your crypto astrology group in because that will be, I'm like really interested in seeing how like that's going to play together. But like this literally, like you guys are looking at me, this is literally my higher self, like, girl, let's do it. Like, let's talk about intuition. I do it so naturally, but I also teach it in my real estate investing. But like, I didn't, I was like, yeah, I can teach it in alchemy. Like just stop, take out all, we do facts, we do numbers, but take that all away. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this trade? Do you know how to go? Do you know how to still yourself and go in and be like, yeah, I feel right. Everything I looked at just completely makes sense. And that's how I do it. It's so natural, but it's like teaching that and us all being in that mindset. So we're combining both parts, the spiritual and the numbers, to make a bigger whole. All right. Post a link, Candace, if you're still here. And I'm about to get off in a second. Yeah, I'll ask me some questions. Okay, I posted that book. Oh man, late. I got homework. I'm trying to finish. Yeah, well, if you replay it, you can watch it at 2x speed. Oh my gosh, unsolicited, yes, messages. Yeah, so many. About 2 Eastern months ago, I'm stuck because I hear there's. Oh no, I did that one. Am I getting a bot? That's not too bottish, but that's okay. I want to join the group. Okay, let me put the thing in again. I'm high key trolling in that group too, so just roll with me. Yay, a Pisces gang. Oh yeah, right. We are the most spiritual people on the planet. I hope y'all used to us. We're also a little lazy too. Yes, I purchased BNB on your last recommendation. Not 70 of them, but 2. Yeah, but it's, that's cool. So I have this video called How I Made Money on Exchange Coins, and I list BNB and Link, and this was before the explosion. So your girl's keeping you up, okay? So if you see my stuff when I release it, like, you're gonna be ahead of the pack. I went in. Cool. I just put it. They will miss the boat. All the banks are going in. Did you see what Flip Flopper Jay Diamond said? Man, even 2017, he was saying that stuff. I knew he was full of it. So Jamie Dimon, like the CEO of Chase Bank, would be like, this sucks. And I just, man, I mean, it was intuition, but I just knew he was lying and collecting cryptocurrency. But they have the ability for the regular person who really believes in them, like, to sway them to not get in when he says that. Not me. I'm a free thinker. I go inside. I go to spirit. I go to my research books when I make a decision. But if you haven't done all that extra work, you listen to what these guys in these suits say. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Listen, I don't know who he thought I was, but like, and here's the deal why I'm so comfortable talking about racism and classism. I've just had to navigate it. I've had to research it, and I've done a lot of studying on it. Like, so when I say some things like it's institutionalized racism, like, I know what I'm talking about. We can talk about the facts and the numbers. I don't have to make anything up because the data is out there. Most people don't read it. So that's why they're so surprised. But if you do read it, it's there. And so if we want to have our space and you don't feel welcome, like, what do you want me to do with that? Like, what? Like, you don't know how to be in a space with Black people talking about Black issues? Like, I understand, but like, why are you uncomfortable? And why do you think that's going to make me uncomfortable? Like, that's on you to learn how to adapt to other people. Like, if I'm in a group of Asian people talking about they want the Asian community to be first on this finally because of the generational, they don't have this wealth gap or because of this or that. Like, I'm not going to be uncomfortable in that group and be like, well, listen, this is their particular community and their group. So like, let me learn and listen on what's going on instead of going like, they're not talking about me, I got to leave. Like, no, like, I don't know who you think I am, but I work with Black professionals to invest in Black communities. So you know who I care about? I care about Black professionals. What do they think about what I'm talking about? And usually they're high-fiving me, okay? And that is the benefit of not working for someone else. And it's also the benefit of serving your own community. Because when you're talking to issues that account to them, it doesn't matter what other people think. I'm not beholden to other people. You don't pay my bills. And to be quite honest, I've been doing this for 8 years. Y'all don't pay me anything. Y'all be looking at me. I'm telling you, whenever I get a client who is not in my target demographic, they always think they know more than me. And I'm just like, hey, do what you want. I'm not going to fight you. Every single time, so it's just like, look, I know who values me and I know who places value on what I have to say. And that is who I talk to. If you're not welcome here and you're not in that target demographic, you need to ask yourself, why, right? Not me. So you can go in on this if you want. And especially how I do real estate investing and I have to deal with white flight mortgage discrimination, every appraisal discrimination, systemic racism every day as a Black real estate investor. You don't think we know how to navigate around that? Yes, we need our own space and we need to win. Okay. Do you recommend holding for the long? Absolutely. That's how we win in this game. Do you recommend holding for the long haul? Yep. Crypto. Hey, Charles. Hey, DCG. He has a YouTube channel. Charles does. Charles, I got kicked out of the Black people in cryptocurrency group. So I made a new group called Intelligent Black People in Cryptocurrency. But Charles has a website called, I think it's Crypto Black on YouTube. And he goes over his DCG picks. I think he has like a program of like investors and he gives stock tips and stock crypto tips and crypto trading. If you guys want to check him out, Charles, feel free to put your YouTube in the comments. Is the soul level healing The crypto spiritual financial group you mentioned last week in your crypto talk? No, crypto alchemy is the new thing, and we're going to be combining it. And it's funny because I said it to one person, they're like, I don't know about this. I said it to another. She was like, yeah, and then we do this and this and this, and it's just like, so it's definitely going to be something where like people who are open to it are really going to gravitate, but it may not be for everyone because they're like, I don't think that stuff's real. Manifesting's super real. I'm really good at it too. So, but you can't force someone to believe something's real. Hold on, my mouse isn't working. I might have to get an old school mouse out. Excuse me, guys. I'm a free one. One second, guys. My mouse stopped working. I have to put in a manual one. There we go. There we go. I need a mouse pad, which I don't have because I haven't used a mouse in like 8 years. Okay. Does this piece of paper work? It does. Maybe this is God's way of telling me that we're time to go. Can you guys still see? I might have to end this if I can't look at any more comments. All right, I'm going to have to end this. I can't. Guys, I'm going to have to end this because like I can't, like my mouse isn't working and now like I opened a window and I can't see anything anymore. And this is crazy. The devil didn't want me to finish. Is that it?